ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
This is said to be as the labyrinth. Inner ear is said to be as the labyrinth. Definitely in the case of the inner ear, fluid is present. This is the fluid filled cavity. Middle ear is air filled cavity, but in the case of the inner ear, fluid is present, that is the fluid filled cavity. So definitely inner ear is also called as the labyrinth. Again in the inner ear, this is said to be as the bony labyrinth. Overall, the inner ear is made up of with the bone wall. Inner ear wall is with the bone, so that only that is said to be as the bony labyrinth. Again, inside of inner ear, three principal structures are present. Definitely in the case of the inner ear wall is made up of with the bone. So that only that is said to be as the bony labyrinth. Inside of the bony labyrinth, three principal portions are present. What are they means? One is said to be as the cochlea. First portion which is present, that first portion is said to be as the cochlea. Just assume this is said to be as the cochlea. Spring shaped structure which is present in inner ear, that spring shaped structure is said to be as the cochlea. That is the cochlea. In the case of the inner ear, the spring shaped structure which is present, that spring shaped structure is said to be as the cochlea. Definitely this is the round window. This is the round window. This is the cochlea. Though externally cochlea is look like as the single, but inside of it three tubes are gets hidden. Definitely though cochlea is externally look like as the single, but inside of it, just assume this is the cochlea. Inside of the cochlea like this, three tubes are gets hidden. Though cochlea externally look like as the single, but inside of it, three tubes are gets hidden. Three tubes are gets hidden inside of this kind of the cochlea. So of that, what are the three tubes means? Just assume this is the one tube, this is the one tube, again this is the another tube, this is the another tube, again this is the another tube. Definitely, though externally it is look like as the single, but definitely internally or inside of the cochlea, though externally cochlea is look like as the single, but inside in cochlea three tubes are get so present. Of that, this is the upper tube. This is said to be as the scala vestibuli. This is the scala vestibuli. Middle one is said to be as the scala media. Inner one is said to be as the scala tympani. Definite in the case of the inner ear in cochlea, upper tube which is present, this is said to be as the scala vestibuli. Middle tube which is present, that is said to be as the scala media. Inner tube which is present, that is said to be as the scala tympani. Inner tube which is present, that is said to be as the scala tympani of this. In the case of the scala vestibuli, in the case of the scala vestibuli and scala tympani, fluid which is present, that is said to be as the perilymph. Definite in the case of the scala tympani and scala vestibuli, perilymph is present. Fluid which is present in the scala vestibuli and scala tympani, that fluid is said to be as the perilymph. In scala media, fluid which is present, that is said to be as the endolymph. In the case of the scala vestibuli, scala tympani means in upper and lower channel or tube, fluid which is present, that is said to be as the perilymph. Definitely in the case of the scala vestibuli, scala tympani, fluid which is present, that is said to be as the perilymph. In the case of the scala media, fluid which is present, that is said to be as the endolymph. Again, scala vestibuli is ends with oval window. Scala vestibuli is connected to oval window. This oval window innerly connected to scala vestibuli, outerly connected to the stapes bone. Just assume this is the oval window, outerly connected to the stapes bone, innerly connected to the scala vestibuli. Similarly, round window is connected to the scala tympani. Round window is connected to the scala tympani. Again, this is very important in the objective. Scala vestibuli is connected to the oval window innerly. Outerly oval window is connected with the stapes bone. Similarly, round window is connected to scala tympani. Again, between the scala vestibuli and the scala media, between the scala vestibuli and the scala media, whatever the membrane which is present, definitely between the scala vestibuli and scala media, membrane which is present like this. Whatever the membrane which is present between the scala vestibuli and the scala media, that membrane is said to be as the Resinner's membrane. That membrane is said to be as the Resinner's membrane. That is said to be as the Resinner's membrane. Between the scala vestibuli and the scala media, membrane which is present, that is said to be as the Resinner's membrane. Similarly, between the scala media and the scala tympani, between the scala media and the scala tympani, whatever the membrane which is present, that membrane is said to be as the basilar membrane. So definitely this is said to be as the scala media This is the scala tympani. Between these two, whatever the membrane which is present, that is said to be as the basilar membrane. Between the scala vestibuli and the scala media, membrane which is present, that is said to be as the Resener's membrane. Again, on this basilar membrane, sensory ridge is present. Sensory ridge is present. This sensory ridge is said to be as the organ of Corti. Specifically on the basilar membrane, whatever the sensory ridge which is present, that sensory ridge is said to be as the organ of Corti. Then what is the structure of the organ of Corti? What is the structure of the organ of Corti? Definitely when we observe the structure of organ of Corti, in the organ of Corti, just assume this is the basilar membrane. This is the basilar membrane. This is basilar membrane. Definitely on the basilar membrane, sensory hair cells are lies in more than 2 rows. These are said to be as the sensory hair cell. These are the sensory hair cells. These are the sensory hair cells. Definitely these are the sensory hair cells or auditory receptor. Auditory receptor. Definitely they may be useful for the receiving of mechanical vibration. They are responsible for the listening of this sound. So definitely sensory hair cells or auditory receptors are present on the basilar membrane in more than 2 rows. In more than 2 rows, these sensory hair cells or auditory receptors are present on the basilar membrane. From the base of each and every sensory hair cell, from the base of each and every sensory hair cell, definitely nerve fibers are arises. All that kind of the nerve fibers are aggregated, finally form. All that kind of the nerve fibers are aggregated and finally form cochlear branch. Cochlear branch of eighth cranial nerve. Definitely from the base of each and every sensory hair cell, this nerve fibers which may be arises, they principally aggregated and form the cochlear branch of the eighth cranial nerve. Later they may be reaches to temporal region of the cerebral cortex, and finally they conduct the impulse to that. By that way, listening of this sound is possible. What is the mechanism? We will see later. Definitely this sensory hair cells, from the sensory hair cell base, this nerve fibers which may be arises, they principally aggregate and form the cochlear branch of the eighth cranial nerve. Again from the apical surface of the sensory hair cell, from the apical surface means this is the apical surface. From the apical surface of sensory hair cell, long cilia like structures which may be arises. Long cilia like structures which may be arises. They are said to be as the stereocilia. Long cilia like structures which may be arises from the apical part of the sensory hair cell, they are said to be as the stereocilia. Over that kind of the stereocilia, whatever the elastic membrane which is present, over the stereocilia, that is said to be as the tectorial membrane. Definitely over the surface of the stereocilia, elastic flexible membrane which is present, that elastic flexible membrane is said to be as the tectorial membrane. So what is the structure of the organ of Corti which is present on the basilar membrane means, specifically on the basilar membrane, more than 2 rows of the sensory hair cells or the auditory receptors are present. From each and every sensory hair cell base, one nerve fiber arises. They together constitute the cochlear branch of the cranial nerve. From the apical surface of the sensory hair cell, this long cilia like structures which may be arises, they are said to be as the stereocilia. Over that kind of the stereocilia, a thin membrane which is present, very thin membrane which is present, which is with the elastic nature, that is said to be as the tectorial membrane. So then what is the, before going to the other structures in inner ear, here you have to listen what is the mechanism of the hearing of this sound. Definitely it is better to explain the mechanism of the listening of this sound here before going to the other parts of inner ear. So definitely what is the mechanism of hearing of the sound means, at first external pinna collect the sound waves from all direction. At first this external pinna receives the sound waves from all direction. That sound waves later passes to the tympanum through external auditory meatus. Whenever the sound waves are reaches to the tympanum, in response to that kind of the sound wave, tympanum starts vibration. Whenever the sound waves are continuously touches to the tympanum, in response to that, this tympanum starts vibration. Whenever tympanum starts vibrations to forward and backward, then this tympanum continuously touches to the base of the malleus. Definitely during the vibrations of tympanum touches to the base of the malleus. By that way malleus shows the forward and backward movement. By that way later this malleus pushes incus also to the forward and backward. Later incus pushes the stapes to the forward and backward. Means whenever the sound waves are reaches to the tympanum, then tympanum starts vibration to the forward and backward. This vibrations later reaches to the malleus. By that way malleus starts vibration to the forward and backward. Later this vibration reaches to the incus. By that way, incus starts vibration to forward and backward. Later to the steps also starts vibration to forward and backward. Finally, this oval window continuously steps touches to the oval window. Oval window continuously touches to the scala vestibuli. Definitely, whenever the steps is touches to the oval window continuously, in oval window also vibrations are generated. That vibrations are reaches to the scala vestibuli. Then in scala vestibuli, what is the fluid which is present? Perilimb. Whenever the scala vestibuli starts vibration, definitely in perilimb, waves are gets generated. Against to that kind of the vibration, waves are gets generated. For example, if in the stagnated water, if we can throw a stone, definitely that leads to the waves generation. Similarly, whenever this oval window continuously touches to the scala vestibuli, definitely scala vestibuli starts movement to the forward and backward. By that way, in which perilymph which is present, in which waves are generated. Finally, that kind of the waves are reaches to basilar membrane. That waves are finally reaches to the basilar membrane. Against to that kind of the waves, basilar membrane starts up and down movement. Definitely, whenever the waves are passes like this, below to the basilar membrane, then basilar membrane starts up and down movement like this. That up and down like movement is said to be as the rippled movement. Up and down movement is said to be as the rippled movement. Definitely, whenever that kind of the vibrations are reaches to the scala vestibuli, then definitely scala vestibuli starts vibration. Whenever the scala vestibuli starts vibration, definitely in perilymph of the scala vestibuli waves are gets generated. That waves are finally reaches to the basilar membrane. Against to that kind of the wave, basilar membrane shows the up and down movement. That is said to be as the rippled movement. Definitely, whenever the waves are moves like this in perilymph, below to the basilar membrane, then basilar membrane shows the up and down movement. That is said to be as the rippled movement. Just assume this is the basilar membrane, this is the stereocilia, this is the tectorial membrane. Definitely, this is the basilar membrane. These are stereocilia, this is the tectorial membrane. Whenever the basilar membrane shows up and down movement like this, definitely stereocilia are continuously touches to the inner surface of the tectorial membrane. This is the tectorial membrane. Whenever the basilar membrane moves to up and down like this, definitely stereocilia continuously touches to the inner surface of the tectorial membrane. Means like this. Whenever the basilar membrane is moves up and down, definitely stereocilia continuously touches to the inner surface of the tectorial membrane. After repeated touches to the tectorial membrane, this stereocilia bends to one side. After several touches of the stereocilia to the inner surface of the tectorial membrane, this stereocilia are bends to one side. That bending is responsible for cause of depolarization. in sensory hair cell. Definitely whenever the stereocilia bends to one side, that leads to the generation of the action potential in sensory hair cell. That action potential reaches to the cochlear branch of the 8th cranial nerve, from where that is reaches to the temporal lobe of the cerebral cortex, where auditory centers are present. They analyze that information. By that way, listening of this sound is possible. So in that way, what is the mechanism of the hearing of this sound means, at first external pinna receives sound waves from all direction. That collected sound waves are reaches to the external auditory meatus, from where that reaches to the tympanum. Against to that sound wave in tympanum, mechanical vibrations are gets generated. Due to that, this tympanum starts moving to the forward and backward. By that way, this continuously touches to the base of the malleus. By that way, malleus also starts movement to the forward and backward. That means in tympanum, against to the sound wave, mechanical vibrations are generated. That vibrations later reaches to the ear-ossicle. That vibrations are later passes through the ear-ossicle. Finally, they may be reaches to the oval window. Again, from the oval window, that mechanical vibrations are reaches to the scala vestibuli. By that way, scala vestibuli starts vibration. By that way, in scala vestibuli in perilymph, water waves are gets generated. Waves are generated. Whenever that waves are reaches to the basilar membrane, against to that kind of the wave, basilar membrane shows the up and down movement that is said to be as the Reipelt movement. During that, stereocilia continuously touches to the inner surface of the tectorial membrane. After several touches, this stereocilia are bends to one side. Stereocilia are bends to one side. Bending of the stereocilia to one side leads to generation of the action potential in the sensory hair cell. That generated action potential later conducted to the cochlear branch of the 8th cranial nerve. Through that, that is reaches to the temporal lobe of the cerebral cortex, where auditory centers are present. They analyze that information. By that way, listening of this sound is possible. Next part which is present in the case of the inner ear is said to be as the semicircular canals. In the case of the inner ear, next portion which is present, that is said to be as the semicircular canals. Definitely in the case of the inner ear, next structures which are present, they are said to be as the semicircular canals. You should remember here, in the case of the inner ear, whatever the cochlea which is present, that is with the organ of Corti, that is useful for the listening of this sound, that may not be useful for maintenance of the body balance. Rest of the two structures which are present in the inner ear, they principally useful for the body balance. They may not be useful for the listening of this sound. So, of the rest of the two structures, one is the semicircular canal, second one is the vestibule. Definitely when we observe the semicircular canals, in one ear there are 3 in number. Definitely these 3 semicircular canals are arranges right angle to each other. This is the one side of the semicircular canal. This is the one side of the semicircular canal. Again, this is the another side of the semicircular canal. This is the another side of the semicircular canal, like that. These three semicircular canals are arranged as right angle to rest of the two. Right angle to each other. Means like this. Just assume. Like this. This is right angle to this one. This is right angle to this one. This is right angle to this one. So like this. This is right angle to this. This is right angle to this. This is right angle to this. Like this. These three semicircular canals are lies at right angle to each other. Definitely in the case of the semicircular canal, at base there is the swelling. This swelling is said to be as the ampulla. This swelling is said to be as the ampulla. This is the ampulla, this is the ampulla, this is the ampulla. In the case of the ampulla, whatever the sensory ridge which is present, that sensory ridge is said to be as the crista ampullare. Crista ampullaris. Sensory ridge which is present in the ampulla of semicircular canal, that sensory ridge is said to be as the crista ampullaris. Definitely crista ampullaris is useful for angular acceleration. Angular acceleration. Crista ampullaris principally useful for the angular acceleration. What is the meaning of the angular acceleration? While we are moving our head to side, while we are moving our body to side, our body is maintained in erect position or with the balanced state. That is said to be as the angular acceleration. Though our body is bent to side, though our head is bent to side, during that also we are able to maintain our body with the balance. That is said to be as the angular acceleration. So what is the reason to maintain the body balance during bending of our body to side? What are the structures which may be help to us to maintain the erect position of the body while we are bending to forward and backward, while we are rotating our head to side? Means that is the semicircular canals are responsible to maintain the body balance during the rotation of the head to side, during the movement of the body or bending of the body to side. Definitely semicircular canals are helpful to us to maintain the erect position of the body, to maintain the body balance. That is said to be as the angular acceleration. Next to third type of the structure which is present in inner ear. First type of the structure is said to be as the cochlea. Second type of the structure which is present in the inner ear is said to be as the semicircular canal. Third type of the structure which is present is the vestibule. Third type of the structure which is present, that is said to be as the vestibule. Third type of the structure is vestibule. Just assume this is said to be as the vestibule. This is the semicircular canal. Definitely what is the position of the vestibule means? Vestibule always present between the cochlea and the semicircular canal. Vestibule always present between the cochlea and semicircular canal. That is the oval shaped structure. Vestibule is oval shape that always lies between the cochlea and semicircular canal. When we observe the vestibule, again in the case of the vestibule, two membranous sacs are present. This is the one membranous sac, this is the one membranous sac. Membranous sacs nothing but their walls are made up of with membrane. Orally vestibule is with bony wall. This is with bony wall. Semicircular canals also with bony wall. Cochlea is also with bony wall. So definitely scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympani, these tubes walls are with membrane. Scala vestibuli, scala tympani, scala media walls are with membrane. But overall cochlea which is present externally, this cochlea wall is with bone. So definitely cochlea is bony labyrinth and scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympani are membranous labyrinth. What is the meaning of the bony labyrinth? If wall is made up of with bone, then that is said to be as the bony labyrinth. Definitely this entire cochlea wall is made up of with bone. For example, just assume this is the cochlea, these are the three tubes. Overall this cochlea wall is made up of with bone, that is the bony labyrinth. But scala vestibuli, scala tympani, scala media which are present inside of the cochlea, their walls are made up of with membrane, so that only they are membranous labyrinth. Scala vestibuli, scala tympani, scala media, their walls are made up of with membrane, so they are membranous labyrinth. But cochlea wall is made up of with bone, that is said to be as the bony labyrinth. Similarly, all semicircular canals walls are made up of with bone. All semicircular canals walls are made up of with bone, so that is completely bony labyrinth. Again in the case of the vestibule, outer wall is with bone, means vestibule is bony labyrinth. But inside of the vestibule, whatever the sacs which are present, that sac wall is made up of with membrane. So they are the membranous labyrinths. What is the first membranous labyrinth means? That is the saccule. Saccule is the one. Second one is said to be as the utricle. Definitely both of them together called as saccule plus utricle, both of them together called as otolith organ. Saccule plus utricle, both of them together called as the otolith organ. These two type of the structures together useful to maintain the body balance against to the gravity. Against to the gravity to maintain the body balance. Against to the gravity to maintain the body balance. Against to the gravity to maintain the body balance. Against to the gravity to maintain the body balance. this both the saccule and utricle together useful to us. Definitely alone they may be perform the another functions, but combinedly this saccule plus utricle combinedly useful to maintain the body balance against to the gravity, against to the gravital force. Again in the saccule as well as utricle, sensory ridge which is present, that sensory ridge is said to be as the macule. Sensory ridge which is present in both the saccule and utricle, that sensory ridge is said to be as the macule. Again alone, what is the function of this saccule? Alone, what is the function of the utricle? Definitely alone saccule useful for vertical acceleration. Saccule alone useful for maintenance of the vertical acceleration. Utricle alone useful for the horizontal acceleration. Horizontal acceleration. What is the vertical acceleration? While we are standing erectly in lift, while we are moving to up and down, during that to maintain the body balance, what is the structure which is useful? Means saccule. While we are erectly standing in lift, during that if we can move to up and down, during that to maintain the erect position of the body, saccule is useful, that is said to be as the vertical acceleration. Second one is that if we can sit in the car, if we can drive it, during that to maintain the erect position of the body, utricle is useful. Definitely if we are with the sitting with an angle, if we are in sitting, by sitting if we can travel either in car or in bus or in train, during that to maintain the erect position of the body, utricle is useful, that is said to be as the horizontal acceleration. Otherwise, if we are erectly stand either in lift or in bus or in train or in car, by erect standing if we can travel, then that is said to be as the vertical acceleration. So definitely whenever the person is in erect standing position, during that if he is in traveling to maintain the erect position of the body, what is the structure which is useful? Means that is the saccule, that is said to be as the vertical acceleration. Or whenever the person sits with an angle, whenever the person sits with an angle, by sitting if he can travel either through the car or through the bus or through the train or through the aeroplane, during that to maintain the erect position of the body, what is the structure which is useful? Means that is the utricle, that is said to be as the horizontal acceleration. Again, from the saccule, from the utricle, from the semicircular canals, whatever the nerve fibers which may be arises. From the saccule, from the utricle, from the semicircular canal, whatever the nerve fibers which may be arises, they may be aggregated and form the vestibular branch of eighth cranial nerve. Definitely nerve fibers which may be arises from saccule, utricle, semicircular canals, all that kind of the nerve fibers are aggregated finally and form the vestibular branch of the eighth cranial nerve. Definitely semicircular canal, vestibule is not useful for the listening of this sound. That is useful for the maintenance of the body balance, for maintenance of the erect position of the body only. Definitely this vestibule as well as the semicircular canals, both of them useful to maintain the body balance but not for listening. Cochlea is useful for the listening of this sound but not for maintenance of the body balance. In the case of inner ear, cochlea useful for the listening of this sound, vestibule semicircular canals are useful to maintain the body balance. So this vestibule plus semicircular canal together called as vestibular apparatus. Vestibular apparatus nothing but semicircular canals plus vestibule together called as the vestibular apparatus. This is the ear.